Friends of class 10 student, today we are going to revise about this unit 4, entrepreneurial skills. I know कि you have read this chapter and understood about this chapter, but I will try my best to tell you all things again in my way. So as you know student, कि what is a entrepreneur, and here first of all we will read about what is the entrepreneurship, as a given here the entrepreneurial and entrepreneurship. The first of all we will talk here what is the entrepreneur here. The entrepreneur, as it is given in your book here, entrepreneurship is neither a science not an art, it is a practice. It is said by Peter Drucker. So as we know here, entrepreneur is a person who establishes a business or a venture that generates some value to the customer and proves to be profitable for him. So this is here the entrepreneur. That a person is called the entrepreneur. The student, we find here कि entrepreneur starts a new business with an eye on what he identifies as an unmet need in the market and works to fulfill. A business venture needs to have a novel elements or process to make it acceptable and thriving in the market. So student, we find here that such a person is a very active in the business and try to, and you can say it, that person apply all his effort to improve the business. So we can find here that such a person can improve their business by his effort. So that is here the such a entrepreneurship. So now we find here what is the relationship between entrepreneurship and society. This heading is given in your book. We find into, what is the relationship here between the entrepreneurship and the society. So we find here such a way. Entrepreneurship can be described as starting as a business by using the resources available to a person. There is a direct relationship between entrepreneurship and society. So we can find here the entrepreneur needs a society to establish a business, and at the same time the society cannot function without the presence of entrepreneurs here. The entrepreneurs play an important role for their local community, region, and state, we can say here. So they contribute to the economic growth of the country. This same economic growth drive development and progress in the society. Entrepreneurship hence has a crucial role in the functioning of the society. So as we find here, many types the efforts and many types of the quality should be in a entrepreneur. In this topic student, we find here qualities of a successful entrepreneurship. There should be as many types of the qualities in them. Like first here we can talk about the passion, motivation, optimism, vision, creativity, self starter, open minded, risk taker, confidence. So these are such a factor which should be in a entrepreneur. The entrepreneur are often seen visionaries and risk takers who take well calculated risks. They are adaptable and agile and can adjust their objectives according to the changing markets. In modern times, means in present times, we can see the most prominent example is Steve Jobs as a co-founder of Apple. We can take the example here, who created with developing and bringing revolutionary computer products of the market. The student, as we can find here the many as such a person who founded such a building of business or a multinational company, which we can take the example of that person. The example of the some eminent entrepreneurs are like he's a Thomas Edison. We can take here the as a prolific inventor, Walt Disney, co-founder of the Walt Disney Company, Ted Turner, founder of CNN, Mark Zuckerberg, founder of the Facebook, Bill Gates, founder of the Microsoft Corporation, Steve Jobs, co-founder of the Apple Inc., Dhirubhai Ambani, we cannot forget his name, and founder of the Reliance Industries, Ratan N. Tata, chairman of the Tata Sons and Group of Companies, Narayan Murthy, founder of the Infosys, Ajim Premji, chairman of the Wipro Limited, Lakshmi Mittal, chairman and CEO of CEO of the Arcelor Mittal here. So these are the such a founder of the company who started their business in a 0 point, and now he is a great person of our country. So there are the certain qualities that make these entrepreneurs successful. The two important personality traits that entrepreneurs possess are first here perception and intuition. Apart from these, there are some other qualities that are generally associated with the successful entrepreneurs. So as I told you, first should be the passion here. If you have the business, so then you should have the passion toward your business, to run your business, to lead your business. So here such a kind of here the building block of your business, to making the building block means such a kind of the ladder you have to make, which you want to climb on that. The entrepreneurs love what they do, and this act as their biggest motivations to put in all their efforts into their business venture. If we talk about motivation, the little bit student, I as a children I am telling to you about here little type of the as example here given. Motivation should be in you if you are dedicated to their work. Today, I mean, such a person do not depend on the manager or colleagues to push them towards their goals, but that person do all things by their own way. They don't depend on the other person for their work. So that is a very important things here. If you don't do your own, so it means you can't successful. If you depend on other person for getting the success, so it means never you can't get. So here student, this is a the inspiration we can get by these successful person. What I told the name here, as I told you Thomas Edison, Walt Disney, Ted Turner, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, and if we count about the as a Indian biggest name, okay, in as a related to the business, millionaire, you can say billionaire, as a Dhirubhai Ambani, as a now his son leading the Mukesh Ambani. So as a student, we can take here the such example of that person for getting the success in our life. The optimism we can count here. The optimism, it is a kind of the hoping. Hoping means hope. You should hope for everything. Okay, without the hope you can't get anything. The hope is a very important part of our life and in also the business. Sometimes many people get depressed in their business, and they settle down at the same time. So I think hope is a main point for getting the success in every sphere of life. And vision, if we talk about, to be successful entrepreneur, you must be goal oriented. Means successful entrepreneurs have a vision that they share with others. Their team understand what their goal is, why they do it, and what their role is on their path to success. So it is not enough just to set the goal. You must make a plan and preserve to reach those goals. Here it is not a very I mean it is not here you have a set the goal and you are not you are doing nothing for that to achieve. So it means this is a vain, this is in a vain. It means if you have set the goal and if you are trying your hard, your best effort, by your best effort, so it means one day you will get the all success in your life. Creativity is also part of the success here in the business. Creativity is should be going on, means the entrepreneur see the world differently and think outside the box. Business are the built on big ideas, and those big ideas arise from the creativity and way of the thinking that differs from the rest. So if you can think student कि if you don't do any like a type of the creativity, as you know कि we are sitting at home, we are doing nothing as because of the pandemic situation. So it means you can say कि sir, or you can tell your parents also कि now it is a pandemic situation, that's why we are helpless here to understand all the things by online teacher is telling, but we don't understand, I am unable to understand that thing. So no, it is not okay, I think कि your excuse, it should be, it should be not a excuse like this. If you want to achieve your goal, so you have to work hard, you have to solve your all confusion by your own way also. Understand children, is a very important for your life also. I am not here telling about the chapter, but it is related to our life also. If you want to get it success in your life, so it you follow, means you follow, you have to follow this thing. The self starter should be, entrepreneur are aware that is a something needs to be done, they need to do themselves, they set the parameters to achieve their objectives, they are the you can say proactive in their work and approach. The starter should be self starter, means without the self starting your work, no one can help you. And open minded also it should be here. The entrepreneurs realize that every event and situation in a is a business opportunity. It means you can understand here कि entrepreneurs means businessman who start the business na. तो every event and situation is a business opportunity. तो अगर आप if you can talk about the other person, ठीक है, अगर आप बात करोगे किसी बिजनेसमैन से, तो ही आई मीन दे दैट पर्सन विल टेल यू अबाउट द एवरी सिचुएशन इज अ you know gain he can get, I mean that person can get here the gain by that opportunity. So every like a situation, every events that will be experience for them. Ideas are continuously generated about the work flows, efficiency, people skills, and potential new business. So this is student here. The such a example. It should be. I mean, these are the qualities. It should be in a successful entrepreneurs. Next student, we can talk about here the functions of an entrepreneur. First here should be like a you can say found about the many types of the function as given in the book here: decision making, management control, division of the income, risk taking, and uncertainty bearing. So these are such a kind of the as a function in means of an entrepreneur. Main function, this is a main function. Decision making, the primary task of an entrepreneur is to decide the policy of the production. This includes taking vital business decisions related to the purchasing and sale of the finished goods and services. He has to determine what the product produce, I mean how much to produce, how to produce, where to produce, I means where to produce, how to sell, and so on. These are kind of the as a decision making, such a kind of the ideas and thoughts going on in the businessman. Management control also should be here. The entrepreneur is responsible for management and control of his business. Therefore, he must process goods, management skills, and select the right type of the people to work with him. Division of income, we can talk here about the such a division income. The another important function is to make the necessary arrangement for the division of total income among the different factors of the production. So here income should be, how can come the income? When the production will increase, automatically your profit will increase. So here is a such an important part of the this you can say qualities or sorry functions. So this is here. Next we can talk about here the risk taking and uncertainty bearing. Means entrepreneur every time should be ready for the taking the risk in his business, I mean in their business. So you can say कि risk taking is a perhaps the most important function of entrepreneur. Without the risk you can't take as a gain in the business. The estimating the production is risky as an entrepreneur is required to produce goods and services foreseeing their future demand. The entrepreneur undertakes two kinds of the risks during production. First here as a miserable and insurable. तो यहाँ पे you can see here कि miserable and insurable risk, this is here the one miserable and insurable risk, uncertainty risk. So here miserable and insurable risk, there are some risk, for example risks of fire, loss of goods in transit, thefts, etc. we can count in the miserable and insurable risk. Uncertainty risk, some risk however can not be insured against because there the probability can be calculated accurately. These are the known as uncertainty risk. So student, now we can talk about role and importance of, you can say, in entrepreneurship. The entrepreneurship is not only beneficial for the entrepreneur itself, but it is also essential for the growth of the economy. So here we can count the numbers of the here importance in the of the entrepreneurship. First, helps in the wealth creation, adds to the national income, and creates employment opportunities. So it is a very good topic here. The creates employment opportunities. If there will be no any businessman, so there will be no any opportunity for the others to for the job, and leads to the balanced regional development, improves the standard of the living, creates the social change. So student, as we talked about much more here related to the entrepreneurship by my way, and I think I expect to you will read your book thoroughly and properly, and you will get the some good ideas, some good things from this video. Okay student, thank you for watching this video.